Welcome to AI Verdict. Today, we are diving into a massive shakeup in the AI world. There's a brand new, totally free, open-source model called Kimi, and it's going head-to-head with the billion-dollar giants like GPT, Gemini, and Grok. And trust me, the results are, well, they're not what you'd think.
I mean, just let that sink in for a second. You might have just dropped some serious cash for a top-tier AI while a completely free alternative is stepping into the ring and, honestly, it's landing some major punches, especially on really complex professional-level stuff. So that's the big question we're tackling today. Does a higher price tag actually mean better performance anymore?
It feels like every week there's a new model, right? I mean, Google, OpenAI, XAI, Moonshot AI, they've all dropped major releases in just the last couple of months. It's a lot. The whole space is more crowded and competitive than ever. So, our goal here is simple. We're going to cut right through all that noise and help you figure out which one of these powerhouses actually belongs in your toolkit. All right, let's get into it. Time to meet our four main contenders. And look, this isn't just going to be some boring list of features. This is a real battle of ideas, you know? You've got the scrappy open-source challenger up against the established billion-dollar giants.
So first up, we've got Kimi K2.5, the scrappy innovator from Moonshot AI. The biggest thing you need to know, it's completely open source. That's huge. But its real secret weapon is this thing called an agent swarm. And it's not just a gimmick. It's a peek into a future where AI works like a team. Oh, and for any developers watching, its ability to take a screenshot of a UI and just turn it into working code, yeah, that is an absolute game changer.
So what the heck is an agent swarm? Okay, think of it like this. Instead of one giant know-it-all AI trying to juggle everything at once, Kimi basically assembles a special ops team for your request. It can spin up 100 different specialists, a coder, a designer, a fact-checker, and they all work on your problem at the same time. This parallel processing is exactly why it's so ridiculously fast. All right, next up is the big one, GPT-5.2, OpenAI's professional powerhouse. And get this model was literally born out of a code red situation at OpenAI after Google's Gemini started crushing the leaderboards. So, this is their answer. It's built for one thing, rock-solid reliability. It's got 3 different modes you can pick from: Instant for speed, Thinking for deep reasoning, and Pro for maximum accuracy. You could call it the trusted, battle-tested veteran in this fight.
And then we've got Grok 4.1 from XAI. Now, Grok's whole deal is a bit different. It's not just trying to be the smartest AI in the room. It's trying to be the most human. It's all about emotional intelligence, understanding the nuance and what you really mean. Plus, that 2 million token context window, it's just mind-bogglingly huge. We're talking about feeding it your entire company's knowledge base, or like a year's worth of emails, and it can process it all in one go. Wild.
And rounding out our lineup, we have Google's heavy artillery, Gemini 3. Remember that code red at OpenAI I mentioned? Yeah, this is the model that caused it. It's an absolute beast when it comes to raw reasoning, sitting at the top of pretty much every leaderboard out there. But its real superpower? It's the unmatched ability to understand pretty much anything you throw at it. Text, images, audio, even videos up to an hour long, all in the same prompt. Okay, introductions are over. We know the players. Now it's time for the main event, the ultimate AI showdown. We're going to pit these 4 models against each other, head-to-head, across 3 critical battlegrounds: reasoning, coding, and what's called multimodal capabilities. Let's see who really comes out on top. Round 1, reasoning and intelligence. Let's kick things off with the most basic question of all. Which one of these things is the smartest? Which one can think, reason, and solve the really tough problems?
Okay, look at this chart. This is where things get really wild. We're looking at a graduate-level reasoning test, a test so hard that the average person with a PhD scores around 70%. Gemini 3, it scored almost 92%. That's not just a small step up, it's a massive leap in pure raw intelligence.
But, raw scores aren't everything. It's not just about being smart, it's about how you're smart. And this table breaks it down perfectly. Gemini is the king of pure cold logic. GPT-5.2 is amazing at catching and reducing errors, especially when you're coding. Grok is the expert at understanding human nuance. It gets what you mean, not just what you type. And then Kimi is the resourceful one, using tools like web search to build its case. They're all specialists. All right, on to round 2, coding. For a lot of people, this is the real test, right? This is where the rubber meets the road. Can these AIs actually write, debug, and refactor code like a real, seasoned developer? Let's find out.
So here's the key takeaway. There is no single best AI for coding. It totally depends on what you're doing. If you're deep in some complex back-end code, GPT-5.2 is your guy, with an 80% success rate on actual GitHub issues. But if you're working on the front end, Kimi's magic trick of turning UI mockups into interactive code is just unbeatable. And for huge, full-stack projects, Gemini's massive context window lets it see the whole picture. So you see, the right tool for the job might actually be, well, all of them.
Okay, for our final round, we're moving beyond just text. This is where things get really futuristic. How well do these models see and hear? Can they understand video, audio, and images? This, my friends, is the real frontier of AI right now.
And this table just lays it all out. When it comes to handling everything, Gemini 3 is in a league of its own. I mean, an hour of video or 11 hours of audio in one go? That's insane. But that doesn't mean the others are useless, not at all. Kimi and Grok have carved out these super smart, specific niches. Kimi is the vision to code master, and Grok's ability to analyze a live camera feed is just mind-blowing stuff.
So, we've seen how they perform. But great performance doesn't mean much if the thing is super slow, costs a fortune, or you can't even get access to it. So let's get practical. Let's talk about the bottom line: speed, price, and power.
Hey, remember that whole agent swarm thing we talked about with Kimi? Well, here's the payoff. Because it has all those little agents working in parallel, Kimi delivers results up to 4.5 times faster than a traditional AI. In your day-to-day workflow, that kind of speed is not just nice to have, it's a huge deal.
And then there's this number, 2 million. It's almost hard to wrap your head around a number that big. That's how many tokens Grok can handle. We're talking about an AI that can hold multiple novels or an entire corporate knowledge base in its short-term memory. This just opens the door to things that were pure science fiction a year ago.
And, of course, the big one, the cost factor. On this front, Kimi is the undisputed champion of accessibility. It's open source. You can run it yourself. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you've got GPT-5.2, the premium choice, which can run you up to $200 a month. Gemini and Grok are right there in the middle, with really solid free options and pretty reasonable subscription prices.
Okay, so after all of that, who's the winner? Which model is the best? Well, the truth is, the real answer is it depends entirely on you and what you need to do. So let's deliver the final verdict and help you build your ultimate AI toolkit.
So here it is, your personal AI verdict. If you're a developer who loves open source and does a lot of front-end work, Kimi K2.5 should be at the top of your list. If you're a professional and you just need rock-solid, dependable results, GPT 5.2 is the safe, powerful bet. For anything involving natural conversation or massive amounts of text, Grok is your go-to. And for pure research and multimedia analysis, nothing beats the raw power of Gemini 3.
But wait, here's the real pro tip. You don't actually have to pick just one. The smartest folks out there aren't choosing a single model, they're building what's called a model router. It's a system that automatically sends your task to the best AI for that specific job. So you could use Gemini for the initial analysis, send it to GPT to write a professional report, have Grok draft a conversational email about it, and then get Kimi to build the web page to display it, all working together.
The speed of innovation here is breathtaking. Think about it. These 4 incredible models all came out in just the last few months, and each one pushed the envelope in a totally different way. So the question isn't which AI is the best anymore. The real question is, which models will you add to your toolkit to build whatever's next?